I've been thinking about this topic of when are you good at the game, or when are you good at RuneScape. Hi, Zepa here. So I've had a lot of ideas about this topic and I realized why not just make a video talking about this. Recently I got these thoughts after watching Sae Bae's Cast. It's a podcast on YouTube that's hosted by Sae, and he had Asterix as a guest, who is the editor for Behemeth YouTube channel, which most of you know most likely. And I heard Sae mention that after watching people like Portgazard and Noobtype, and if you're unaware, Portgazard and Noobtype are like the best old school RuneScape players that there are. They are like the top notch of PVM players. He mentioned that after seeing those players, he felt like he's not that good at the game overall, which is crazy to me because Sae has a Zuckhelm on the Ironman. He's pretty much like top 0.1% of all players in PVM skill, and even he thinks that he's not like good enough, or not good enough, but even he feels like he's not good at the game because there are so many better players. Yeah, that's just sparked so many thoughts, so I decided to make this video. When I think about this for myself, before I had my first fire cape, when I was starting old school RuneScape, I thought that when I defeat Jad, I'm gonna be good at the game. I'm gonna be rocking my +4 strength cape. Everyone's gonna look at me like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. He's a good gamer. I got the cape. I realized pretty much anyone can do Jad with like an afternoon to spend trying. And then as I progressed on my account, I realized that, okay, it's gonna be Corrupted Gauntlet. You also get a cape, but it's just a cosmetic. I was like, okay, once I get my Corrupted Gauntlet KC on my Ironman, I get the cape, I'm gonna be good at the game. People will see me like, oh damn, that guy knows how to click. Well, I got the 1 KC Corrupted Gauntlet and it was nothing special. I've seen people do hundreds and hundreds of KC of Corrupted Gauntlet with hardcore Ironman, with low stats like Pierce, you know, like just all sorts of accounts. And there's nothing special in that. Obviously, as one does, I realized, okay, once I get my Infernal Cape, that's when I'm gonna be good at the game. That's when I'm gonna be separated from the rest and people will see me like as this god tier gamer. Well, the same trend kept going. I got the Infernal Cape, nothing changed. I saw Pures get Infernal Capes. People get Infernal Capes with like rune crossbows, magic short bows. Well, I did mine with a Bofa and crystal armor with no rigor. So I think that's an achievement of some sort, but nothing special compared to what other people can do. Yeah, it's just this never-ending cycle of you get to the next achievement, you get to the next point in your progression, and all of a sudden you realize, oh wow, there's always a bigger fish. I think the comparison I would draw here is like, imagine you're a runner in the Olympics and you're running against Usain Bolt in the sprint, 100 meter dash, whatever it's called, and you come second and you're like, oh, I'm bad at running. Like, dude, you're literally the second fastest man alive, and still there's this feeling of not being good enough or not being at the top level because there's someone better. It's a little over a year now since I got my Infernal Cape, and I'm not feeling like I'm that good at the game. I'm looking at the Grandmaster combat achievements, I'm looking at the Blood Torva, I'm looking at the Colosseum, and I'm like, oh wow, I got so much more to do, which it's a good thing in itself, but man, it's rough for me to be like proud of my achievements by the way, I'm just clarifying that it was like halfway through the podcast on the Sae Bae Cast when they talked about this. I've got huge respect for Sae Bae, and I feel like he's just saying like he acknowledges that there are better players, so he doesn't call himself a great player or whatever. It's not like he wasn't undervaluing his own achievements for sure. He was just like acknowledging there are better players, but I just wanted to talk about this. Also, it's like a never-ending rat race. If you give your pinky away, it'll drag your whole arm. You know, I don't know if that's a saying. That's a saying in Finnish at least, but if you don't get the metaphor, that's fine. Blame it on me. Blame it on me in the comments. Just comment down below like, Zepa, you have no idea what you're talking about. That helps the YouTube algorithm. Thanks. Oh, by the way, and like and subscribe while you're at it. But yeah, let's keep going. So this sort of a rat race where you just chase for the next achievement, the next accomplishment. If you get demotivated by not feeling enough, it's a horrendous feeling. If you get like pumped for like, oh, there's the next challenge, I'm gonna do more. Oh wow, I achieved this thing, but there's more for me to learn, and you like draw inspiration from it. It's great. It definitely depends on how you look at this thing. If you feel like you've given it your all, you're pushing yourself to be like this god tier gamer at Old School RuneScape, or any game for that matter, and you keep looking at the people who are better than you, just give yourself a little slack. Enjoy the learning process. You don't have to be the best. Being like top 1% is huge. Being top 50% is huge. You know, like being top 90%, just be better than 10% of the worst people. That's great. Just kill a goblin and you're probably better than the worst 10% of Old School RuneScape players. Also, there was a while ago, I don't know if I can find it, but there was a mod Matt K said that the average RuneScape account looks like this, and then he showed like a picture of this 800 total level, you know, like combat level 45 account, and he was like, if you feel like you're not good enough, look at the average player. And I think that's like a really good reminder to just not compare yourself to the best players. Right? Well, I think that's it for this ramble. This was just my thoughts that I wanted to share. Thank you very much for listening. Remember to subscribe, like, all the other stuff. I appreciate it greatly. Have a good one. Zepa out. Peace.